Oh. Hi there, how's everybody? My name is Lisa with Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. And today I'm going to share with you this cute little card. I was fiddling around on the weekend, recovering from a 16-kilometer bike ride, and I put this together, and I thought it would be kind of fun to share it with you. So, if you're just popping in, please say hello, tell me where you're from, and yeah, let's get started. I'm going to go down to my desk here. Let me see. Nope. Hang on. I am having the worst time with this thing today. Okay. Just a sec. Um. There we go. Believe it or not, I had all this set earlier. There we go. And I just don't know, like technology and me, forget it. So let me put that down here, or this up here. And that up there. There we go. Okay. All right. So to do this card, isn't that so stinking cute? Now, I have to admit, I did kind of use a bunch of different elements because as I started, I kind of wasn't sure where I was going with this, and I didn't really have a set direction. So when I started playing with it, that's kind of when things came together. So the first thing we need to do is, of course, we need a card base. And I have a basic white thick card base here that is 5.5 by 8.5. And I have it scored at 4.25. And then I also have some designer paper. And I'm using the Take a Bow designer paper. And I tried a bunch of different ones, and I found that really I needed to have something with a darker background. Now, I didn't do one in red because some of my elements are going to be red glimmer. Like, that's not really going to cut it, right? So, but the opposite side is green. On this one, I used a green with the little stars on it. And I do have that one here. And that one I found was too busy because when I put this element on it, it just gets washed out. So that's a nice dark one too. And what else do we have in here? I was hoping I had a nice plaid, but I didn't. Let's just take these right out. So these are my options. So I've got this little polka dot, which is the opposite side of this one. So maybe this one. So let me see. Let's grab that one. I do kind of like that. It's nice and muted. So let's take this one. And I'm going to cut that down to 4 by 5.25 or 3 3/4 by 5. And then maybe put black behind it. But I have to see if I'm going to like that. So on this other one that I had made, I'm using a granny apple green background. And you can barely see, I have garden green back there, but it doesn't really jump out at you. And that's why I thought, well, maybe I'll try it with a white background and then the black on here, and then this on here, and then my element on the front of that. And I think, that looks okay. And I kind of debated whether to put red back there. Oh, that's a thought. Maybe I'll put red back there. Let me grab a piece of real red. I just have poppy. Oh, here. Is that real red? It is. I have a piece of real red right here. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. May or may not like it, but we'll see. So 4. Instead of the black, it's not so like harsh in your face. And then this on top of there. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to think on that for a few minutes. And let me just check something here. There. Okay. I'm going to think on that for a minute, and then what we can do is prepare our element for the front of the card while I think about it. All right, so let's put this stuff aside, and I may just do the same thing that I did on this one. We'll see. I could have actually put some of the glimmer paper behind, but that, to me, that would be a huge waste of glimmer paper, so I don't want to do that. All right, so let's put this aside, and we're going to create our elements for the front. So I've already cut out this element. Now, to do this, though, this isn't an actual like single die set. This is 2 die sets put together. So let me show you what I did. I took this element from the Reindeer Fun die set. Now, this is a fabulous die set. I used a lot of the pieces out of this die set. So I used this piece for the inside, like that. Well, actually like that, but you know what I mean. And then I used a deckled circle for the outside to go around it like this. And then I cut out my basic white like that. And then these pieces I used for the reindeer head. So we use those in a minute. So let me just put this aside. I'm going to put this back in here so that I don't lose any pieces. That would drive me crazy. And so the deckled circle that I'm using is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 6th one from the outside. So it's the 6th largest die from the deckled dies. So I'm going to put these 2 together like this, and I'm just going to put some washi tape to hold them together. Let me just put a piece of washi tape on each side. And I want to make sure that, you know, it's even all the way around. So let me go like this. And then I got to put a piece on the other side as well. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let me grab my cutting machine. And I'm going to get these out of the way. And I just have a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to put that down on there like this. Now it goes right to the very edge. So if that makes you nervous, cut your paper an 8.5 by 11 just in 4 so that it's 4. No, it'll still be 4 1/4 by 5.5. So this one's 4. So yeah, you'd get 4 1/4. You'd have a little bit more room in there. And grab my plate. So if you're new to this machine, this is the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. And it comes in 2 sizes. This is the big size, the regular size. So on the front of the base plate here, there's a little menu that tells you what you're going to do. So the first one is die cutting. So for die cutting, we're going to use plate number 1, plate number 2, which is like a shim, and then 2 plate number 3s. So I've got my plate, my cutting plate. I always use the same one for cutting on the back. And then on the top, I tend to use something that isn't quite as damaged because I don't want to have any of the, if I was to cut it this side to the paper, to the front side of the paper, I'm going to have like little wrinkles and things, and I don't want that. So I put my second number 3 plate on here. Oops. And then I'm just going to run this through my die machine. There. So just put this aside for a sec. And so let's pop this out. So if you're just joining us, please say hello and tell me where you're from. Okay, so this, you know what? I kept these because I'm going to try something with it after. Maybe not in today's video, but I kept them, all of the ones that I had cut out. So here is my little piece made with the 2 dies together. I'm just going to take my Take Your Pick tool and poke these guys out. There, like that. Beautiful. So one thing you want to do when you have a detailed die like this is make sure that you get all of the little bits out before you try to run it through again, because you won't get a nice cut if you don't. And I know it's a little bit tedious, but it's worth the effort. And yes, you're going to have confetti everywhere. Oops. I missed that one. So I'm not going to cut out anymore. I think I'll leave this and do it later. But when I was cutting out my multitudes, hi Ada, how are you? From New Mexico, nice. I bet it's a lot warmer there than it is here. So I will clean this out later, but you know, make sure that before you run it through the second time that it is nice and clean. And again, you're going to have confetti everywhere, but you know what? That's the joy of crafting. So I did cut out multiples of these because I'm going to be making, whoops, oh, my light just fell apart. Isn't that special? Well, I'll just turn it off and throw it to the back. It's, you know, full moon. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I have 2 of these. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue 2 of them together so that I have, just to make it a little bit stiffer, because I'm going to be putting it on dimensionals. So this one I still need to pop out some of my little doodads here. There. And then I've put some of our, this Tombow mono glue, Tombow mono glue. This is my favorite glue, and I've put it in one of these little mini bottles that you can buy at any craft store. And I do that because I want it to be just a little bit fine. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue all the way around. And you can put 2 layers or you can put 3. I just put 2 and I found that that was sufficient. Boy, I'm really missing that light. Boy. And I'm just putting little dots here and there. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. So I'm just putting little dots, and I should have my silicone sheet under that because I'm getting glue everywhere. The beauty of a silicone sheet is that the glue will not stick to it. All right, so I'm just putting little dots here and there to kind of hold everything together because I don't want to fight with it. But I also don't want it sort of flapping around later, you know what I mean? Like, I just want it to sit nice. So I'm going to lay this one on top of that, lining up all my little punched out bits. There. Now, because I put this one together like just now. The deckled part, I don't know why I keep going over there for the camera. The deckled part isn't necessarily matching up, and that I'm okay with that. As long as my die cut parts match up, that's really all I care about. So that's part number 1 of our card. And for those of you who are just joining, this is what we're making. Isn't that cute? Ah, it's so cute. So that's a part 1 of the front of our card. And I'm finding it kind of dark, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here, and it is really dark outside already. Let me just turn my lights up a bit. There. Hopefully it's not going to be too glary. I have halogen lights, not halogen, what do you call those little LEDs above me, and they're very, very bright. So I'm just going to check Facebook and see if there's any comments. No, there isn't. There. Okay. So that is part number 1. So the next part is our reindeer. So let me zoom out a little. So I've pre-done a few little rainbows. Rainbows. Why do we keep saying rainbows? Reindeer. And so these are the parts of the reindeer. And they're really, really simple to cut out. So I will cut out one for you. So I have my mini boss here. And these are the parts of the rainbow that we're going to, good Lord, of the reindeer that we're going to use for that. And so I need a piece of pecan pie, early espresso, and crumb cake. Is that going to be big enough? Ooh, it might not be. Yep, by the skin of our teeth, we're going to be okay. All right, so let me bring this out like this. And I need my other plate. So let's see, to cut this out, I'm going to need a piece of pecan pie. Yeah, they are so cute. So how big do I need this one? So I only need this piece to be that big. So go ahead and cut that. And I'm going to pop this onto my plate. And then for the antler one, I need a piece that's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to use the early espresso, and I'm just going to chop it and pop that on there. And then for the little face behind, we just need a little bit of, what color was this? Crumb cake. That may not be big enough. I might have to grab another piece. I don't think I have another piece here, do I? You know what? We'll make it work. That should be okay. By the skin of our teeth. All right, so let's pop that on here. And please don't move, because that is just barely going to cut it. Okay. So with this mini little cut and emboss machine, you only need two plates and your little mini base plate. So here we go. I'm just going to run that through. Did you shift? Yes, you did. I should have put some, I'm just going to put some tape on this guy, because if he shifts, we're going to have a chopped off ear, and I don't want that. There. These guys are okay because the pieces are bigger, but when I grab my scrap of crumb cake, I just grabbed a little one and it's really small. Okay. These are so cute, and they're fun to put together. I don't particularly like, I'm kind of a lazy crafter. I don't really like to piddle around too much. Like, I'm one of those get her done kind of people. But when I was making these the other day, I just was in love with them. I just thought, oh, they are so stinking cute. I just really had fun with them. So I think my grandkids will really like this card. And I'm going to try and find a cute interactive idea for these reindeer because they are adorable. So we're in sort of southeastern Ontario. And I'll tell you, it was 10 Celsius today. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Probably 50-ish, I think. Something like 50. I could be wrong, but that's kind of in my little centigrade pea brain. Hey Donna, how are you? That's how my brain works. So I think it's probably about 50, ish. And I can't believe how dark it is right now. And when I got up this morning, the fog, we live in the country, and looking out the back window, the fog was just thick, like really thick. So I got my 2 pieces. Where's my other piece? Oh, still in my die. Okay. And then, yeah, so this afternoon, it was quite lovely out. And I thought it was going to be warm enough to go for a bike ride. My husband and I like to ride our bikes, but 10 degrees, not cutting it. It's a little bit chilly. Okay, so let's put these guys together. So I'll put these out of the way. Aren't they cute though? Oh my gosh, I love these guys. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our glue. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Actually, I think I'm going to put the glue on the pecan pie because it's a little bit, I got to be careful where I put the glue. So I'm just going to put a few drops of glue around his little face here. And then this piece is going to go onto the crumb cake like this. There's our little guy. And then these 2 pieces go onto the early espresso for the antlers. So then this is going to sit on here like this. Donna says we're supposed to get snow today. Watch your mouth. Yuck. I am not prepared for that whatsoever. I'm heading off to help with the grandkids tomorrow. They will be delighted. They're 3 and 5, and they, I'm sure, will be just delighted that it's going to be snowy. There, so there, isn't that the cutest thing? Now, what I did was when I cut out my all of my Merry Christmases that you'll see in a minute, I always keep my skeletons of the what do you call this, shimmer paper, because you can cut the smallest little detail out of there and use it up. So don't throw those out. I know it seems silly to keep, like look at this. I even keep that little piece of shimmer because you can put that down the side of something on a card and it'll look 10 times better. Shimmer makes everything better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little hole out of this red paper because I want him to be have a shiny nose. Oh, actually, here's a smaller piece. I'm going to use, see that? Don't throw it out because you can use it. My husband is laughing. He says, what the hell are you keeping that for? And I'm like, you just wait and see. All right, so I'm actually going to cut this because I could get a few noses out of that if I don't waste any. I know, it's silly, right? But it works. So I'm going to pop that onto here like that. Oops, stuck to my nail because I have glue on my fingers. So I'm just going to lay it like that. And then run it through. sticking to the board there. There. So there we have one little nose, right? So let me grab my reindeer. I'm going to put one little glue dot right there. And then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and pop his little nose right in there. How stinking cute is that? Donna goes, shimmer and bling equals happy. You got that right, kiddo. Donna is, she's a very close friend of mine and is part of my team off and on. So let's put these dies away so that I don't lose them, because that will make me crazy. Every so often, Georgie will jump on my desk and throw my dies on the floor. And if they're not encased in something, they'll go like flying. Okay. So another element that I used was the Winterly Treetops die set. And this is, I believe they're online exclusives, are they? I usually put it on here, whether it's online exclusive or in the catalog, and I forgot. But I believe it's online exclusives. But don't quote me on that. But I think it is. So this is a really, really cute bundle. There's birds. There's the paper that comes with this is absolutely phenomenal. And it's called the Winterly Treetops. So if you want to hop on the website and have a look, they're absolutely gorgeous. So what I did was I took the festive glimmer, shimmer, I don't remember. It's the festive glimmer paper. I'm going to say glimmer, but it might be shimmer. And it comes in 3 colors. So we've got granny apple green, garden green, and cherry cobbler. Oh, nuts. I forgot to grab a piece of cherry cobbler. Okay. And then the cherry cobbler. Aren't they? Look at these. Are they not stunning? Absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning. So what I did was I cut out a whole pile of these little holly leaves from the Winterly Treetops in the shimmer, in the glimmer shimmer, whatever it is. So I have a bunch of these already cut out like that. And then I also cut some out of granny apple green and garden green. And I wasn't sure, like I did use them on the other card. And I don't know. You guys decide. Should I use the plain cardstock with the shimmer just to fill it in a little bit? What do you think? Let me know. Because it does kind of fill it in. Oh, you know what I forgot to cut out was the wreath. So let me cut out a wreath. Isn't that cute? Oh. Okay, so let me know if you think I should incorporate just the plain cardstock along with the shimmer paper. And in the meantime, I'm going to grab a wreath from the reindeer dies and cut out a wreath out of garden green paper. So here's my mini die cut machine and a scrap of how big do I need this? Where's my wreath? And I could have used this. Whoops. I could have used this one too, but I thought it's kind of big. Like I wasn't sure about that one. So I decided just to cut out these from the Winterly Treetops because I just really love that die set. All right, so I've got my base number 1, and I'm going to use 2 plates number 2. So I have a little piece of garden green. And I'm just going to run that through. Shift it over. Okay. everything is sticking to my plates. I wonder if I need to clean them or get a new one. I think I can still live with that one, but okay. All right, so this is going to go, the little deer is going to go in here, and then this is going to go here, like this. Oh, so cute. Okay, so I guess it's time to decide what I'm going to do with the card front so that we can start putting it together. I have my card base here, which is basic white thick. And again, if you missed it at the beginning, it's 4 1/4. No, it's, sorry, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm gonna have that as my card base. And then I was debating whether to have a red sort of matte behind. I didn't put a matte on this one. I just did like the designer paper on top of the basic white. I don't know how I feel about that. And then I thought that I would do this. Now, to me, in the camera, it looks like Poppy Parade, but it's real red, which matches the cherry cobbler glimmer paper, which we're going to use in a minute. So I don't know. What do you think? The red or nothing? And then I also thought black. I had a piece of black here. What do I do with it? I don't know where that one went. Here, I'll grab another one. And then I thought perhaps a piece of black behind, like this. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the red. So no opinions out there, you guys. I think I'll go with the red then. If nobody has an opinion, I'm going to go with the red. So this red is 4 by 5 1/4. So then I need this to be either 3 3/4 by 5 or 3 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Which I think I'll do that one. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So let me put that there. I'm going to zoom in a smidge. Oops. Let me get my face out of your face. Oops, wrong one. There. Okay. So I'm going to go 4, what did I say now? 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Because normally, if your next layer would be so Donna's thinking black, red, and then the DSP. We could try that. Why not? And I just have to trim everything down again by 1/4 inch. So if we do it this way, like this. So here we have our layers. Center that like that. Put that like that. And then this will go on top like this. I'll zoom out a little. You know what? I like that. I kind of think maybe the black might be a little bit too much if we stuck that behind there too. Like that. Like just do like a 1/16 of an inch instead of like an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Because it's going to be really thick by the time we're done. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Yeah. I think I'm going to opt just for the red because I wasn't even sure if the red was going to work, but I think it will. So let's put this part together. So I just need my glue. So I'm going to put my basic, the red down. So the red was 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. And then my designer paper, which is from Take a Bow, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And that's just going to give me just a smidgen of the red around to give it a little bit more, just something to break it up. Because I thought like I was going to use this one at first, but if you put this on top of here, it just, you lose it. So I decided to opt for the darker one. I'm still reeling over Donna saying we're going to have snow tonight. Ew. I was talking to a fellow demonstrator yesterday who lives in Calgary, and they had like a foot of snow. Can you imagine? That's just rude. I'm a northern girl, and I do not like snow at all. I used to ski a lot. Like we used to go skiing every single weekend, and I loved that part of it. But I don't like being cold and I don't like being wet. So, you know, if I wasn't skiing, I better be doing après ski somewhere. Just adjusting, you say, okay, well, I can live with that. All right, so there is where we're going to put this. But I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So let me grab some dimensionals here. And I'm using the larger ones to go all the way around. But one thing you want to do is you want to make sure like this one here is sticking over a little bit. I'm just going to pull it off and move it over before it sticks, like sticks. Good grief. You typically have a few, like a couple of seconds before it really bites to the paper. I must need to make a quilt or something. I keep thinking fabric. Pop this on the fabric. It's not fabric. For those of you who don't know, I used to own a quilt shop. And so I have fabric on my brain all the time, even now. So, okay, I'm going to cut some little pieces here to stick into the skinnier little places, like here. Like that. Actually, you know what you could use too for this, and I didn't think of it until just now, are the foam strips that I usually use when I'm making a shaker card. And you know what? This would make an awesome shaker card. Oh, why didn't I think of that? This would make an awesome shaker card. Okay, I'm just going to put another little piece here. Like that. That should be enough. I tend to go a little bit overboard with, I think I'll put another little piece right over there, with dimensionals sometimes, because in my humble opinion, you can never have too many dimensionals. I do like my dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to fit that in there somehow, but I don't want it sticking out. There we go. There, okay, so let's remove the backings of these. Oh, Donna, don't forget to send me a picture of your Dottie rock that you did the other day. Donna took a class the other day of like a mandala. Is that what you call that? Mandala rock. And I'm dying to see it. Okay, so this is going to go on here. Centered. And a little bit to the top because I do want to put the Christmas down here. Now, we haven't cut out the Christmas yet. If you're saying, what Christmas are you talking about? We haven't done that yet. There. Adorable. So now I'm going to put the wreath on my little critter, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on his tummy, or his chest, I guess, whatever that is. And I'm just going to hold that for a second. And I debated doing the wreath in the glimmer too, but I kind of think that would have been way too much glimmer. If there is such a thing. I'm not sure there is, but. And then this is going to sit here. So I'm going to put a dimensional behind his head. And do I want to put another dimensional? I think I'll just put 2 dimensionals really close together. And that'll hold them up. So put 2 right together like this. There, so he's just going to sit like that. Do you love it? Okay, so the next thing I need to do is we're going to put some leaves in. So I have my glittery ones and I have my plain ones. So what I did with the plain ones, I forgot to grab my ink. With my Granny Apple Green ones, I actually used my blending brushes and some Granny Apple Green ink. And I just put a little bit of ink on the leaves to give them a little bit of, I guess texture is probably the word I'm looking for. Let's get this stuff out of the way. So I have some leaves here. How many do I need? Just a few. There, and this one I already did. And now the ink, it does kind of get a little bit lost. But for me, it just made me feel better that there was a little bit of texture there. So I'm going to load this up with the Granny Apple Green. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the bottom of these leaves. Add a little bit more to that one. And it's subtle, like you hardly notice it, but I just felt it needed a little something there. Okay, so I have my leaves. And then we can start putting this together. And I have here, hey JD, how are you? Nice to see you. JD is one of our girls. She lives, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half from us. Nice to see you. So let's see. I'm going to pop a light and a dark. Can you see what I'm doing here? Yep. A light and a dark, and then maybe a light and a dark of these two. And I'm not going to put glue on them quite yet because I'm not sure what the heck I'm doing. So let's pop them like this. You can't really see it. Isn't this glimmer paper yummy? There, and pop that one behind here. Super cute. Geez, JD, I feel like it's been ages since we've even had a chat. Okay, pop that in there. Oh, I love this. It's so cute. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Right? What do you think? So let's go ahead and put a little bit of glue on these guys. So I'm going to put the glue on the front part of this, and then I'm going to pop it under the wreath so it sticks kind of to the wreath. Like that. because there's not really much for it to stick to at the back. So I'm going to put the glue on the front and then stick it in like that. Like that. And then like that. Alrighty, do the other side, same thing. A little bit of glue on there. Kind of fighting back here. Here we go. Ah, ooh, landed glue side up. That usually it lands. It's like peanut butter and bread, right? It usually ends up glue side down. Or if you have a piece of toast with butter or peanut butter or jam on it, it always lands ucky side down. It's just the way it works. All right. Oh, cute. Okay. And so I'm also going to put a couple of these leaves up here because I think that looks a little bit sort of naked. So I'm going to put a bit of glue here. Like that. I'll take a light one. And just glue that like, kind of like that. Just need to find something. Oh, here. It wasn't sticking. I'm just going to find a little block, just stick on it. Hold it down for a second. Now, for the berries, I didn't have any berries. So I used my, you know, I shouldn't clean my room because then I lose things. I'm going to grab my crocodile. So a crocodile is a funny looking paper punch. And it's got, you can put like, what do you call those things? Like grommets and all sorts of things on with this part, which I never use. I don't do grommets. But it also has 2 hole punches. So this side is 3/16 and this side is 1/8. And that's why I'm saying don't throw out your little pieces of glimmer because 3/16, I want the big side. I'm going to punch out a bunch of berries using this. The only complaint I have about using a crocodile, oh, I'm not in the camera, sorry you guys, is that, oops, it curls the paper. I don't know if you've ever used one of these and you've noticed, but these are amazing because they will go through, I don't know how many layers of paper. It's just crazy how much paper these will go through. So I'm just going to cut a whole bunch of them. And there, so there's a few. And then, but you see how they're curled? Oops. You see how they're curled a little bit? They look like a little taco. So I'm going to flatten them just with my nail. Just flatten these. I must have a lot of glue on my fingers because everything is sticking to me. So I'm just flattening these a little bit. There, whoops, a runaway. There, so I'm just flattening these. So what I'm going to do now is just put a few little drops of glue here and there. So I got a drop here, and a drop here. And I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and just pick these guys up and plop them onto the glue like this. like that. You can also, if you have gems, by all means, go ahead and use your gems. But, you know, the paper's here and we've used it. You might as well not waste your scraps. And if you have a little paper punch, any paper punch will work. Whether you have an 1/8 of an inch or 3/16, like 1/4 of an inch, any of those. I have a 1/4 of an inch punch that I had at my store, but I think it's still in my toolbox in the garage. I'll have to go and get Glenn to go have a look for it and see if he can find it for me. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a couple of little drops of glue just around the wreath a little bit, like that, and pop a few more of these on. Like that. The putty seems to like to stick to the glimmer, all the little bits in the glimmer. And then I also cut out one of the little bow ties from the Reindeer Fun Dies. Isn't that cute? I just love this. All right, so I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right here. And I'm going to pop that onto there. And we're going to let that dry. So the next thing we need to do is we are going to cut out these letters. Now, again, if you don't have these particular dies, just use whatever you have. Or if you have a Cricut, cut it out on your Cricut. But these dies are beauty, beauty, beauty. Okay, I'm going to put that aside and let it dry. And put my leaves away. And put these away so I don't lose those, because that will drive me nuts if I lose those. All right, so again, these were from the Winterly Treetops bundle. And what am I looking for now? I'm looking for my Peaceful Season dies. So Peaceful Season is they're in the winter mini catalog, and they're a part of the bundle. And this Christmas, grab the other one here. This has a bunch of different labels in it. Lots of fun, these labels. But what they also have is a two-layer Christmas. So it's got the shadow and then the actual word of the Christmas. So I've cut out already a bunch of the words of Christmas in the red, the cherry cobbler glimmer. And I'll just quickly cut out one of these so you can see what this looks like, because it's really nice. I've got a little scrap of, I had a little strip of designer paper here. I'll just use this and cut out the shadow so that you know what I'm talking about. So I've got my mini cutter here. And, oh, what do I do with my plates? This desk of mine. Here they are. It never ceases to amaze me how quickly my desk goes from great to disastrous. All right, so I'm going to just pop this over here, and I'm going to take, this is the shadow part of the two-part die here. So I'm just going to pop that on here, and I'm just going to run it through. There. So this is your shadow part, and then this is the word part. So this sits on top of here and gives you like a shadowy background. Isn't that cute? Now I lost the top of my eye. Is it still in the die? Nope. Oh, sorry, my top of my eye is in here. Here they are. So I cut some out of cherry cobbler, but I also cut some out of the red glimmer, obviously, because I was cutting this out of the red glimmer. So here you would put your little top of an eye. It's not a dingle, something crazy like that. And then this would just go right here. There. Isn't that cute? Love it. But we're not going to use the shadow today. I just wanted to show that to you. So that is part of that die set. So I went ahead and I cut a bunch of the Christmas in the red glimmer. But I also cut some out of the cherry cobbler. The first one I did it with white scrap cardstock, because you can see how flimsy this is, and the glimmer paper is pretty flimsy. So I didn't want to have it, I needed it to have some oomph to it. You can see how thick it is there. So that's 2 layers of cherry cobbler and 1 layer of the glimmer. So I've got a couple of layers that I've cut out of cherry cobbler, and then I have another one. Where are you? Here's one that I've cut out of the glimmer. So we're going to layer these together. So let me grab my tweezers. So I'm just going to put a few drops of glue. Now here you need to be pretty light-handed with the glue. Just a few little drops. Okay, and then I'm going to take my silicone sheet and I'm just going to lay this on top of this one. Like that. And then you just kind of smush them together until the 2 pieces are lined up like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to let that dry for half a second. And the beauty of the liquid glue, of course, is that you can move it around until it's exactly on top of each other. And I'm almost thinking I might put a 3rd layer. It still seems kind of flimsy to me, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a 3rd layer. My little dots are getting kind of big. I think I'm squeezing too hard. So these little bottles, you can just buy them like anywhere, really. You probably can even get them at the dollar store. I just got mine on Amazon. Oh yeah, it is great, JD. It's I love these little bottles. I buy them by the dozen, and then when I do have an adhesive kit that I sell in a little bag, and I always include one of these and a glue eraser as well. So if you're looking for a gift for someone, I do have these glue kits, and they will be listed on my blog as well. I had sold out of them, and I just got everything to put them together a couple more because it is Christmas and I know people like them. There, so I'm all gluey. Let me just unglue myself here because I'm gluey and sticky. Okay. Oh, my H shifted over here. Come on, behave. All right, there we go. So, push that down here. All right, so here we go. I'm going to put this shifted for some reason. Get back there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. That was a big blob. Okay, and then this is just going to get lined up right on top of it. Like that. There. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to put a block on it to hold it down for a second. Let the glue adhere. Can you hear them banging on my door? Georgie's out there pounding on the door. Let me in. For those of you who don't know, Georgie is my cat. One of our cats. She's a real nuisance. She's cute, but she's a brat. She's like a toddler. Always has to be in your face. There. Okay. So that's the Christmas part, and that's going to go down here. And then we have the merry part, which is the same. And did I cut out? I don't know if I cut out the merry part. I have this merry part. Now this merry, the die is from the, no, not that one. The, where is it? It's the paper pumpkin. Here it is. Oh, no. Oh, where the heck is it? It is the paper pumpkin. Here we are. Merry Tags and More. Now, to get this, you do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. But it comes with 3 different dies. One of them is this tag. It's a great little tag. And, well, here they are here. So you have this fern kind of thing, the word Merry, and then this frame. So, again, unfortunately, you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. This is an add-on for the quarterly Paper Pumpkins. And I think it's $16.50 for the 3 dies, but they do the Paper Pumpkin. This one in particular does October, November, December. And then for each quarter, there is a set of dies, like for January, February, March, and then April, May, June, and then July, August, September. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you haven't yet got those, they are available in the online store. But again, you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So let's see here. I'm just going to clean up my disaster because I cannot find my little Merry die. Oh, where did I put that? It was, I thought I had put it in the little bag, but evidently I did not. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to glue a couple of these glimmer ones together because I didn't cut any out of, oh, I did. Okay, never mind. So I've pre-cut one of the ones with the cherry cobbler on the back. So I do have one, thank goodness, because I don't know where the heck my die is. Don't you hate that? You put a die down. For all I know, it's stuck to the back of my phone. You know how the back of phones are magnetic? It's probably stuck to the back of a phone. That happened to me the other day when I was actually cutting out all of these. And I bet you I looked for half an hour for that darn die. and it was stuck to the back of my phone, which was on my desk because I was listening to an audiobook. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. All right, so I'm going to put this Mary over here on an angle like this. Isn't that cute? Ugh, love it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here and here and on the M, just a little bit there to anchor it. So that is going to go like this. There, I'm just going to hold that for a minute for the glue to grab. There we go. There, how cute is that? I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. So for the inside, I'm going to take another piece of the basic, oh, I didn't glue this down. Never mind. Let's glue this guy down. A couple of little dots here and there. Just clean my glue bottle. There. And so this is going to go here, like that. My fingers are sticking to it. Okay. And then I'm going to take one of these little glimmery things, and I'm just going to pop it here. I'm not going to pop it up. I did try to glue them together the other day, and I'm telling you, what a nightmare. Hi, Anne Maxwell. How are you? So that's going to go right here, and it does finish off the word. It's not popped up, but I'm okay with that. So there we go. Isn't that adorable? I love it, love it. Okay, so let's put some of this back in my little dish because I will be doing more of these cards. I might take all this when I go to my daughter's this week and do a few more cards. Okay, so for the inside, I'm going to take a piece of basic red, real red, and I'm going to trim that to 4 by 5 1/4. Zoom out here a smidge. So 4 by 5 1/4. And then I need a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5. Oops. All right, so now I have the Peaceful Season stamps here. I wonder if I'm gonna grab the Reindeer Fun and see what the sentiments on that one are. Since we're doing Reindeer Fun, we should probably do something from the Reindeer Fun. So let's do May All Your Days Be Full of Cheer. Let's see, it's this one here. I haven't used this one yet, I don't think. Okay. So let me grab I'm gonna do it in real red, I think. Or should I do cherry? No, I'm gonna do real red because my paper here is real red. I could have done cherry cobbler, but for me the cherry cobbler is just a little bit dark maybe. And I'm kind of liking, this really looks like Poppy Parade in my screen. But It's real red, which is more of a bluer kind of a red. It's a little bit darker. Wonder if this will work. Yep. All right. So because it's a new stamp, I haven't used it before, I'm going to give it a little wipe. And I'm just using a baby wipe, which I typically don't use a baby wipe because they're linty. And I don't want to have any lint on there. But when you have a new stamp, it will often have like a manufacturer's type residue, whether it's an oil or a powder or something. So you really want to clean your stamps when you first get them. And then I'm going to stamp it off a couple of times just to prime the stamp. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's what I call it. You just want to get the because it's photopolymer, it's going to absorb the ink, and that's what you want. You want it to absorb the ink so that you're going to get a nice stamp. And that's a pretty nice stamp. I think I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and stamp it. If you don't have a glass mat, there are, you can use a silicone mat because the photopolymer are just very thin. Like you can see how thin they are. They don't have a spongy background the way the red rubber ones do. So if you're finding on your desk you're not getting a good stamp, then you probably either should use something with a little bit of give, like one of these, or a little spongy plate, something like that. So cross your fingers, hope it's straight. It looks sort of straight, but we'll see. Yes, it's straight. Okay, beauty. And I think too, I'm going to add these little bells because I just think they're really stinking cute. So let me grab those, and I'm just going to put these little bells up here. So I'm going to grab a smaller block here. And I'll just give these a little quick wipe as well. So I was hoping not to go over the hour mark, but oh well, I did. C'est la vie, guys. So I'm just gonna stamp this a couple times. This is really cute. I like this stamp. Okay. And I just dumped all my ink on my Sorry, I had a tray of shimmer paint, watercolor shimmer on the floor, and they all flew apart. Okay, so I'm going to pop this here in the corner. There, I hope that's not too much red. What do you guys think? Too late now. But I like it. I think it's good. And then I'm going to pop this on the inside of this card, like that. So let's put this here first. Like that. And then we'll pop this into the center of the card. There, isn't that cute? Ugh, love it. Love it, love it. So, yes, I used a lot of different dyes and things, but, you know, I'm sure if you go through your stash, you're going to find some little, what do you call these, like evergreen things, and a circle, another, like a big circle die, layering die that you could use. But if you don't have these, I will have all of the products that I've used, I will list them below with a link that goes directly into my store, and you can use those. And I don't know why this didn't show up before. Let me put that, my November host code. Sorry, I'm not used to talking so much. My throat is really dry. So there, that's really, really cute. And here, I don't think I showed you. Here is the stamp set for the Reindeer Fun. Really cute. Adorable, adorable. So I just finally dug this out the other day. I hadn't really used it that much. And so I'm going to start using it more. There's a cute little stamp with the holly that can go around, I guess, around its neck. And little tree. Really cute. This is a great little stamp set. And I love these little story kind of things, you know, just for some background and that. Really cute. So I hope you like this card. I hope you try it. It was super fun to do. When I was doing the prototype, I swear it took me 3 hours because I kept saying, oh, do I like that? No, why don't I do this? But anyway, this was the final product and I really enjoyed it. I think it's adorable. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm at, not sure where I'm at. I think I'm at 600 and something. So I don't have that far to go. But if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. And of course, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And feel free to share this with your friends. And yeah. If you're interested in any of the products, let me know, or just go ahead onto my online store, which is linked below, and place an order. I would appreciate that too. Thanks. Have a super, super evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.